calling together City of Bel Air Beach Citizens Advisory Committee, Monday, June 13th at 5:30. Ask for approval of the agenda.
I make a motion, we approve the agenda.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the agenda is passed. Now, our objective is to review and accept the committee's city manager's candidate pre-screening scoring tabulations. So we'll open it up for discussion.
I found one error in my sheet that I think I sent to you, Patty, you have to check, for Pilgrims, number 25. I had the total at 13, you recorded it as 19. Not that I think it makes a big difference, because his total numbers are low anyway.
What's his number, Ron?
Number 25?
25?
Yeah.
Pilgrim, you said?
Pilgrim, yeah.
Okay, I got 22 for Pilgrim, but is that right?
No.
No.
No. That was from Ron.
No, this is Rob.
This is
Risser.
Rob.
Rob.
Right,
got a
I
wrist-
got that. I'm looking at Rob's, but I got Pilgrim as 20. Oh, I'm number 22. He's not number 22?
He's number
Number
20.
25.
Oh, he's number
He's number
22.
Oh,
You're
right.
looking at line
number.
25.
Okay,
You're
sorry.
So confusing.
Line number, yes.
Okay, so is that still the same thing then?
Yeah, it's the same
Okay,
name.
so,
It's the same
all right.
person.
And you said, this says 13, and it should be,
No, it says 19.
On the cover sheet. No, she's
Oh.
looking at your sheet.
Yeah, my sheet said 13, but on your cover sheet, you
Okay.
recorded 19.
all right,
That was my point.
okay.
So this should be 13. So
Yeah.
6 less, right? 86.
It'll average one down.
Yeah. So is it 17?
Let's see, which set would that be in?
.2?
17.2.
Rob's.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at it. I'm not sure why it says that.
It's just a typo, I'm sure, no
19.
biggie.
Yeah, you're right, Rob. It's not gonna matter though, is it?
Deducted.
And then
No,
average.
yeah, with the,
Okay. So I can correct that before it goes any farther then, okay? But you're saying it wouldn't make a difference anyways?
no.
Okay,
It's not going to be in the top 5. Just
okay.
for the accuracy of your record.
But I will correct that then, sorry.
So are we empowered to
So
look at the totals and go,
all we're saying is we agree with these tabulations, and then then Patty will then pass this on to City Council, and they will address, even though, we could flag the top 5, but
there-
City Council will address how they want to
go forward?
look at things. The updated timeline that Patty sent out last week.
So we're
we-
just
we-
validating that our individual
Scores.
scores are represented
Right.
and not here to talk about why we gave somebody a 13 or a 5 or a 4. Okay. Well, mine were right.
Yeah.
Well, everything that I put is correct. Because I checked it.
Oh, so Mark, it's not, yours are all right versus the rest of them.
Mine were transposed correctly.
I understand. I was yanking the chain.
Yeah. And there were some remarkable similarities, and there were a few oddball things that I just attributed to something I didn't understand, or something somebody else knew.
Well, if you
that I
took,
didn't
if you
know.
looked at like grant applications and grant work,
Mhm.
you wouldn't know unless they put it in your resume. So they may have very well be well versed in that, but if they didn't put it in their resume,
They don't-
I
So
couldn't.
are they NIMS certified, are they
Yeah, yeah, I
floodplain
didn't even
managers?
understand some of those, yeah.
You-
I had to look some
When you
of them
look
up.
back at the applicators and the
didn't-
advertisement, like you
Yeah.
needed to explicitly
Right,
note this stuff and a lot
Right,
of people
and
didn't.
you're the commercial of what they sent in.
Exactly.
but they were all warned.
And it was
that-
varied, some of it was in their cover letter,
Yeah,
their
it had to go
email,
two places.
some of it was
Yeah.
in their
Because
resume.
I know I was doing it back at Two Flip
Oh,
Yeah.
to find these
Actually,
things. I went
I
down.
probably spent an average of an hour
Yeah.
on each
Oh,
of these.
I know, it
Yeah.
took forever.
Took a while, but
I got pretty good at it. By the time I got to the
I
end,
think the
I'm
lesson
going
to
back
pass on to the council is that they have to be more specific when they put out the requirements, or, you know, somehow be more specific. We want you to address these things in your resume.
Well, I thought it was.
it was put there, and so I think
It was
where,
pretty, but,
what I think would have been different is if we'd have spent some money for a recruiter to throw out. You know, a lot of people that didn't have any experience and should never have applied. And,
Yeah.
and to, hey, let's have a, are
Yeah.
you floodplain manager? Are you NIM certified? You know, so I think there was a lot of those things that a recruiter would help, but you know, then that's an
right.
expense.
And the other thing maybe a recruiter could have done is a little social media research for us as individuals to help us, you know.
Well, that's probably where I did take some time to look at a
And
couple
I
names.
tried to do
Yeah.
that.
I
but-
did for some of them, yeah, too.
Yeah, I tried to figure it out. Why were people only 1 year in each place? And try to see if you can find something out there and why. But,
And there were some people that didn't hit the headlines, so.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you go, there's no reason to interview this person in person.
All right, so we reviewed the tabulations, feel that accurately reflects our scoring. Can I get a motion to accept the candidate pre-screening scoring tabulations?
I move to accept the candidate pre-screening scoring recommendations.
You have to be able to say it first.
Can I get a second?
I didn't say it
I'll
because I
second
couldn't
it.
say it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, let's move on to general and business.
Well, before we leave.
Yeah.
The
Go
city
ahead.
manager thing, are we we're complete? Patty, we have now completed our piece of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And tell us in your words again what you're gonna do next.
Well, we're still working on the schedule. The mayor's working on the schedule. So let me go get it. It's because it's not ready to be published because he's still working on it. But the next thing is it's going to go to council, right?
Because that's where I got confused. Here
Okay.
it says Patty forward shortlist to council on the 15th.
What short list?
So the short list to me would be the top 4 or 5 scores.
Yes. So, yeah, that's right there. Like I said, we've looked at this calendar, the mayor and I, like 3 times today. But yeah, the 15th, I think, still stays the same. So everything will go to council, and then they will review. And there's going to be several meetings, a lot of meetings. And then they're going to pick their top number. Then, when everybody looks at it, if somebody wants to add someone else, they can do it. So it's kind of fluid until it narrows down finally to
Add
2.
somebody to it?
To 2?
It's possible. Yeah, it narrows down to 2.
Well, no, add somebody to the 5 that
Yes.
Patty rates as the highest.
Is that a
From the
correct
list.
number 5
Someone
for
from
the
the
short
list.
list, or you're not sure?
It's like 4 or 5.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought in the original discussions it was 4. And then, yeah, I don't know, for you, so just for conversations, I got your Robert Daniels was the highest score.
Right?
And then next
Kyle.
was Kyle. Then we had Peter Cavalli.
Mhm.
And then this Ryan Fabry. and then Shane Crawford. Were how I ranked the top 5.
Yeah, that's how the numbers come.
And somehow, the numbers came up strong for Daniels, but, it is what it is, but he's probably not somebody after doing my Googling on him. But that's,
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is again, we're stuck with whatever they submitted. The council now has to apply what other things
like,
they know.
Patty used to do all the background checks and
Yeah.
do all the things.
Yeah, we're gonna use SARMA, to do the background checks.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you find out a guy was the city manager of Madeira Beach, and you go, wow, that he's gonna be very familiar with all the issues. But if you got fired out of that job, or left under a cloud or something, then,
Yeah, well, I talked to Lynn about this stuff, and he says, one of these that's in this top 5, and he wouldn't give me a name, and I wasn't gonna ask, will probably not make the cut,
That would be Shane Crawford.
because,
Well, he was
I
the one.
believe he has a felony conviction now. At least all he said was, Lynn told me one of the candidates has a felony conviction. But I'm a little confused in this timetable that we've taken all of this time to do what the city council wanted us to do. Screen 28 candidates. I ranked the top 5. And then to hear that they gonna turn around and potentially add candidates with lower scores that may not have met the requirements that was in the worksheets that we scored on? That's the implication I'm hearing.
Not necessarily met the requirements, but like if we contact somebody and they say, I'm no longer interested, I moved somewhere else, or, something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I mean, there's several different things that could happen
No,
with that,
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, like
They're not gonna just discard your.
the number one guy,
work.
Robert Daniels, he's
Yeah.
applied to every interim city manager job in the state of Florida.
That's right.
He just missed out on Bel Air. And then, the challenge at Madeira Beach with him is that he never moved from the East Coast. And like the one
Oh,
guy
he
from
did.
South Carolina, I like him a lot, but.
Yeah, from Tybee Island.
But my
Yeah.
concern is, I've got professional recruiter buddies who are finding CFOs jobs at $170,000, $200,000 to move here. And then they come here and go, I can't find anything that I can afford. And so they're turning down the job.
Wow.
you mean you can't afford to buy a
Live.
house?
Afford to
Yeah.
live here.
So,
Well, so that's.
so I think once, that's gonna be the hard work. Once
Part-
Patty goes,
part-
hey, you've made the short list, and they go, remove me.
Right.
Thanks, but
So
no thanks. So that's
and
okay.
there'll be some changes like that,
Yeah.
but that's part of the due diligence in the interview process is that, if you get a commitment, if the city shows an interest in it, they need to make sure that the person understands that this is a full-time position and he must live within the area.
So it sounds like Mayor Gaddis has got some, maybe adjustments to the schedule, but the way this was set up is that, June 28th to July 8th. This is as of last week. Council will do phone interviews, then they'll narrow the list to final in-person interviews on the 8th. And then the actual in-person interviews would be July 25th to July 29th.
And didn't he say that the phone interviews were gonna be like via Zoom with all the council participating?
Yeah, that was the initial,
And
Well,
when he
that's
was
what-
here,
That's what Dave said when he was here, so I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Yes, he said so.
Yeah.
All the council members at the same time will be interviewing one person.
I mean, to
Okay.
me, that makes sense. 'Cause
Yeah,
then the
You have
question
to.
you asked, I might not have thought of.
No, no,
Yeah,
I-
unless the council wants to say, okay, we're gonna just create a 3-person hiring committee, but I think they all
yeah.
wanna be involved.
But it's, so you're gonna have all those folks trying to ask questions. And they're gonna have some rules of operation while they're doing this. In other words, each one gets 5 minutes or whatever it is to ask those questions, and maybe you go back and everybody can have an additional minute for follow-up questions.
The last time they did it, they tried to get all of their questions,
Ahead of time?
together so that everybody wasn't asking the same
Yeah, because
question.
you know you're gonna get duplicate questions.
Right,
Yeah.
but then try to narrow that down, and then like you said, everyone
Yeah.
will ask their own.
Yeah, yeah. That's fine. But, you know, when you're interviewing somebody and you have a question in mind, you want to ask them, you ask them that question, more likely than not, you're gonna have a little rebuttal going, so what you're saying to me is you blah, blah, blah. And if it's just here's the question, here's my answer, with no, that's not really an interview, it's a question and answer session.
Yeah.
I like to be able to, how do they respond to a question off the cuff that I asked them about something that they made a comment about. So you don't want to lose that one-on-one type
Right.
of expectation.
Also, something that I think has become more important with all these virtual meetings, something that doing lots of VTCs, before,
Mhm.
in the Army, they gotta have the camera on.
Oh, absolutely.
Because some people will just want to connect audio-wise.
No.
But getting their body language
That
reaction.
says a lot.
to
You're
your-
absolutely right.
Absolutely. We even mandate, when we have large meetings at the company, you gotta be on camera. You don't care whether your hair is right or not. You gotta be on camera because we need to see exactly what you're saying.
Right.
Especially an interview process, one-on-one, that's just not, no.
Oh, so hopefully they're already planning that.
Then you see.
Pardon?
Is that what they're planning?
It
Yes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
sounds like Dave's pretty,
Yeah, Dave
Yeah.
is into it, so
He's thought it through, he's put a lot of thought and effort into it, yeah.
that's good. That's good.
Okay. Well, you still have a motion there, Chair. Hasn't been voted on yet.
I thought we did as far as accepting it.
Did we vote on it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay,
Okay.
now we're good.
Because I thought I moved to general business, but
Oh.
okay.
I thought we still
We'll
talking.
go back to general business.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, some of the things that I wrote down based on the council comments and my email, and let's add some more if we need to, is a review of the strategic plan for future stormwater system upgrade schedule, camera, the remaining old system before proceeding with future upgrades, consider upgrading one street per fiscal year, vice 2 per year that we're doing now. And to John's suggestion, consider the bond issue to complete remainder of city to
That was Ron's
minimize
suggestion.
the hit of potentially higher labor and material costs.
And we also mentioned the necessity to have the diameter of the outfall match the diameter of the pipe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Makes sense.
It makes no sense to me. So you form it up, you pour it, do it.
I wonder what the reason is, they can't cut into the seawall and weaken it or something?
No, they could shit, they can do anything.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like, why would you not do that?
Yeah.
They don't want to buy new valves?
That might be
Well, I
possible.
think they've already bought new
Well, I don't
valves to
even, there's
replace
no
them.
valves on those streets that they're gonna be doing this on.
Well, I
Yeah,
thought
there
they
are.
all had these check valves.
They have the check valve. so
I know there's
the
check
tides
valves
can't-
down below
I didn't
because-
know that 12 and 13 had them already installed.
I don't know either.
They talked about it quite a bit in the committee discussion.
Yeah, but I thought that was part of the
Maybe.
project to, either clean the pipes or install new pipes or do something of that nature. I didn't realize they were installing valves in streets that had not been
No, I don't think they've done that,
bid to
Mark.
fix.
But down at the
Down
south
there,
end.
Yeah. Well, there's
Because
nothing.
I know that in some instances, Lynn would talk about how the city was able to actually do the work themselves,
Yeah.
and they bypassed suppliers and went directly to the manufacturer to save money.
So those obviously did not they didn't match the pipes.
It may
to the
not,
outfit.
that's true, we'd have
I'm
to find
sure.
out.
But going forward, It would be
Yeah,
a shame
it
not
makes
to
sense,
do that.
yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense. What do we know?
Okay.
Any other discussions? Again, a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I move to adjourn this meeting of the Citizens Advisory Committee Monday,
I'll second.
June 13th, 2022.
All in
Very
favor?
specific.
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right.
Thanks, everybody.